Hey everybody, it's SaskiaSketches. Welcome back to my channel. In today's episode of Sketch With Me, we'll be opening up another Scrawlrbox. I'm really excited to see what's inside, so let's get into it. Alright. There's a lot of art supplies in here. Let's open this up. Oh, I really like this sticker. They have a themed sticker every month. That looks like a watercolor pattern. I really like the way that looks. Oh. Oh, another sticker. I really love this one. Little feather. Oh, I'm really inspired. I want to make some art like this too. What's this? Oh look, it's just a felt tip marker, I think. Water-based probably. And a calligraphy graphic design brush marker. Oh! Oh, that looks really cool. That's very juicy. We have another one of these, but in blue this time. Oh, that looks like a really cool fine liner. Pigment ink, water-based, water-resistant. Oh, look at that fine tip. Oh, that's great. All right. Oh, another one of these brush markers. This one is in yellow. And in purple. I'm loving this so far. Edelweiss. That's a mountain flower. Carandash pencil. HB. Made in the Swiss. I've actually seen these flowers when I was on vacation in Austria. What is this? Soft jade. Spectrum Noir aqua tint. I know Spectrum. Oh, it's one of these things. You remove that ring. And then all the way down. I think if you push, there will be ink. Something we'll test that out later. I don't want to spill it all over. Oh, is this all? What is this? That's one of those brush markers, but it's white. Or is this just a water brush? That would be really cool. Or is this ink? Doesn't feel like water. Doesn't have a smell either, but okay. Oh, it's a blender, yeah. I'm really excited to try this out. I really like these sweets too. I'll save that one for later. Oh my goodness. I really love this artwork. You look at that. That's so pretty. That's the artist information. I'll have a link in the description too. Oh, that's really cool. I really want to create something like this now. Oh, nice. It's very thick, sturdy paper. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, I'm really excited to create something now. Oh, hey, something fell out. That's an eraser. I think you put that on the other end of a pencil. And then you can erase. That's fun. Look, it's a little dirty, but that's fun. Oh, I'm really excited to get into this. I don't want to use this nice paper for swatches. Alright. Alright, since I don't want to use this beautiful watercolour paper for the swatches, I just grabbed a bit of spare Bristol board. It'll do. So I started off swatching out all of these supplies. I quite liked the fine liner. It was nice and thin, it didn't smudge, it was nice and dark, and the pencil was just a little too hard for my liking. I like my pencils a little bit softer. And those brush markers, they were so nice and juicy. They were really pigmented, except the blender, of course. That one was really kind of useless because I didn't quite use it. I just blended it out with water if I had to, and the rest of the supplies were okay, I suppose. Those felt tip markers just felt a little unnecessary. I didn't need them. I didn't use them, or just a little bit. It didn't feel like I needed them, so they felt kind of out of place. And because I already had a yellow, I don't think they should have been in there. I would rather had a different color from those brush markers. The Spectrum Noir brush marker was also quite light. I didn't use it as much. I didn't get any color out of it. Basically, it just felt like dirty paint water. But the other supplies were great. I have no complaints about them. The only thing I think they should have put in the box was a paintbrush, because that wasn't in there, and since this whole box was themed about watercolors, I think they should have put in a paintbrush for people that don't have one lying around. As for what I'm drawing a character from my book again. His name is T'Challa and he's a nymph. I really liked drawing him for this challenge because the prompt word had something to do with feathers and nature, and he's a nymph, and in my book series he's very much one with nature, so I thought it was a nice fit. As for the rest of the drawing, I knew I wanted to do something inspired by the artwork they put in, like the feathers and the leaves and stuff. I really liked the way that looked, but I didn't just want to copy or straight up rip off their idea. So that's why I drew my original character with a bunch of flowers and feathers behind him, and I loved the way that turned out. So I knew that I wanted T'Challa to be very line heavy, so I would want to put a lot of line work for him because I didn't want to colour him. And then I would have minimalistic line art for the rest of the drawing, for the feathers and the leaves and stuff, and the flowers. And here I think I kind of cheated. I used a pigment brush pen to fill in all of the blacks instead of using that tiny fine liner to fill in that large area. But I didn't want to ruin the fine liner, and because I also got this pigment brush pen in a Scrawlrbox, I thought it was alright to use it. And in the end, I really loved the way this line art turned out. I really like how the texture of his tree bark skin comes through, and I adore this heavy line art that I don't usually get to do, because normally I have more of an anime style that has very thin lines. So I doodled a couple of flowers and feathers behind him for the rest of the drawing, and it was quite fun lining all of these too. And I am really sorry, but I lost a bunch of the footage from when I was colouring these, so I have the line art and just a little bit of the colouring process, but I will have a picture of the finished piece at the end of this video, so you can see how it turned out. So yeah, overall I thought this was a really great Scrawlrbox. Not only did it have some great art supplies, it also had this brilliant original artwork. I really loved it. I really loved the pastel colours and the watercolour effect, both on the stickers and on the print. And I am just a sucker for watercolour supplies, and especially these kind of brush markers, because they're so versatile. You can colour directly on the paper, you can blend them out with water, you can even hold a wet brush to the tip of the marker and use that to transfer the colour. That is the technique I used throughout the great portion of this drawing. That just didn't work with the felt tip markers though, but it worked wonderfully for the brush markers. I used that technique because most of the details in the flowers were quite small and dainty, and I couldn't quite get in them with the big brush markers and then blend the colour out with a brush. The only thing I didn't quite like about this books, like I said, is that they included those felt tip pens and the brush marker from Spectrum Noir. It just felt unnecessary, but hey, they're extra supplies, so I don't want to complain too much. For the rest of that, everything you needed to complete a final illustration, so I'm really happy about that. If you want to purchase a Scrawlrbox subscription for yourself, I'll have a link in the description. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more art videos every Friday. Have a great weekend, guys. Keep on sketching.